Heyo. Hopefully this is set up right. This is pretty much like a surprise live because I have an infusion tomorrow and I'm actually really exhausted. I have my job and my internship today, but my ostomy is peeling. So I need to change it. And then I had to, what am I saying? I had to change my ostomy and then I have to get ready for bed because I'm literally so exhausted. I wasn't even gonna go live, but I know that I needed to change my bag, so but that's why the bonnet is on. And like literally, when I get off here, I'm gonna take off my earrings, change my shirt, go to bed. Like I'll just shower in the morning. That's how tired I am. But I already have most of my stuff out. I kind of pre-prepped everything. Um, I'll probably be a little bit more lenient this live because I did not set everything up like I normally do. But I have my gauze right here waiting for me. This is the trash bag. Yeah, thank you. As you come in, make sure you hit the like. We're gonna like really tap in this summer. The summer just started off again, so busy for me. This has been a really busy year for me. I feel like a lot of things are happening and I'm so happy. But it's kind of like everything is happening. I have to adapt to those things happening, not really planning anything out. So I want to try to do that as we get into the summer. You guys are going to get a new goal for like the subscribers. And you guys are going to name my ostomy at some point in the summer. We're going to do all of that. We're going to do all of that, I promise. I just need a second to breathe and think and like actually put the things in place because the beginning of it was great. We grew really quickly. We were on track to hit 5K subs, and you guys are going to aim my ostomy, but the burnout happened really quick because I think you guys see this part, right? You guys see the screen, you see it happening. I tell you guys about my week, and it's great. But then also there's a life outside of this that's very busy and very much real life that sometimes gets a lot. So yeah, hi, thank you guys for coming. As kind of like the name of this live, I have an infusion tomorrow, but my bag will not hang on. Like literally, it needs this coming off, and I know I'm gonna be tired tomorrow. No, I haven't changed it yet. Hi. As you guys are coming in, make sure you like the live. I like to keep my like and my viewership ratios very even, or I wrap things up and I don't answer a lot of questions. So it's about 20 of you guys in here. I should at least be at 10 likes at the very, very least. We need more, but at the very least. We're prepping my ostomy bag right now. A lot of people are gonna come in asking, what happened? What happened? I have Crohn's disease. It's an autoimmune disease that impacts your GI tract. So anything from like the inside of your mouth all the way down to you pooing out your waste. And for me, I was diagnosed in May of 2020. I had severe inflammatory bowel disease. So my entire colon was inflamed. So I had to get my colon taken out. This is a shortened version. I had to get my colon taken out, and then I got my butthole sewn up, got my rectum out too, and they took a little piece of my small intestine and pulled it through my abdominal wall, and now I poo into this bag. Thank you, I appreciate it. As you guys are coming in, make sure you're liking the live and subscribe. That's how we push ostomy education out into the world. I tell people time and time again, the comments really don't get to me because I know if I decided to keep my colon and go about things worrying about what other people thought more than my actual health, I would not be here today. I would be unable to intake food through my mouth. I would be on a PICC line or some kind of tube inserted. Or I just wouldn't be alive because I wouldn't be getting any of the nutrition that I need. So that kind of stuff really doesn't bother me a whole lot. This bag right here, again, I'm still using that batch they sent me that wasn't pre-cut. So I have to cut these, and I cut mine at like this 25. Don't look at my nails. I got them done like 2 weeks ago, and now they're chipping up really, really bad. But I have to cut it at like this 25 circle right here. I have a really cool video that's going up this week with the company that does my ostomy bags, Coloplast. It's about going to concerts and stuff with an ostomy. Well, this particular video is about general mission shows. So that's going to be really, really cool. Going to concerts is a really big part of my life. I'm still trying to figure out ways to integrate concerts and like TV, book stuff into my lives, because that's actually, if I'm not working and I'm not live, that's probably what I'm doing. I'm always listening to music, I'm always reading. So it's really nice to be able to work with companies that I love and like talk about stuff that I love. Um, Last week I saw Halsey live with my mom, and that was really, really cool. I've been a fan of Halsey since 7th grade, and I'm 22 now, to give you guys some perspective. That was a really full circle moment. I cried a little bit. This is a ring. If you guys have any questions, just ask them. Again, I am very tired and I really don't feel like explaining a whole lot. I will say, if you have questions, you can either one, go back and watch my other lives, or two, I have videos, actual videos up on my page explaining all of this. And sometimes my mod, who just popped in, will answer questions, and if I see that they've answered questions, I'm not gonna go and keep answering the question just because you wanted me to say it. My mod is very well versed in my health. Yeah, for the most part. I think everybody has their days, but for the most part I am happy. Any kind of like unhappiness I think I experience now has to do with like personal goals and things I've set for myself. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. This ring basically acts like that kind of putty that you put around like a water pipe, so that if my stool is loose, it kind of helps funnel the poop into the bag and not on the barrier. I appreciate it. So yeah, this is gonna go here. Everything else is pretty much prep. We're gonna put my deodorant in my bag. Again, I'm doing a late night bag change right now because I have an infusion tomorrow, and I know I'm going to be really, really tired after that. And I'm not going to be, I could change my bag if I truly wanted to, but why put myself through that when I can just do it before? Yes, if you're in, make sure you're liking the live. All of my socials are linked in like the descriptions of my videos and on like my YouTube page. I pretty much have the same on all the socials that I actively use. Oh guys, I'm tired. It's only Tuesday and I feel like it's been a long week. I have inflammatory bowel disease. It's a type of autoimmune disease that impacts your GI tract. For me, my entire colon was inflamed. So in 2022, I started getting surgeries. I took out the colon because medication didn't work for me. And now I, again, no longer have a colon. I don't have a rectum, and my butthole is sewn up. And I poo into this bag on my stomach. So a little piece of my small intestine was pulled through my abdominal wall, and it kind of spouts poo down like that into the bag. Yes, my mod is already on it. Trigger warnings. If you don't want to say poop, insides on the outside, red bodily fluids. I try not to say the word too much on here because your intestines have a lot of blood vessels and they're really fragile. So me moving around and like wiping it does sometimes aggravate them, but I am not in any pain. The stoma that you guys are going to see when I take off this bag doesn't have any nerve endings, so I don't feel anything on the stoma. Am I missing anything else? When I hold my cotton gauze to it, it's simply because I don't have any control over when I poo. So in the event that I decide to start pooing, I want it to get on the cotton gauze and not on myself and not on the floor. But if it gets on myself or my hands on the floor, it is fine. It's not the end of the world. It's like changing a baby's diaper. I don't need any gloves on to do this. I pretty much wash my hands before and after. It's a very straightforward process, especially after your wounds are healed up from surgery. It's poop. So there ain't much you gotta do to, it's not like a sterile environment with this. I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting all the questions before I take this off. Do you ever use the bags that empty out of the bottom? Yes, these bags do empty out of the bottom. But I need to change this one because I've had it on for too long. All right, that was the trigger warning. If you heard the trigger warning and you're good, like the screen and give me a thumbs up in the chat. Then we'll get started. Excuse me, guys. My acid reflux has been very wild these past couple of days. I need a thumbs up in the chat and I need to see my likes go up. I just want to make sure they were on the same page. Not everybody wants to see this stuff, and that's fine. That's cool. You can leave. I don't feel any type of way. All right, I see it. I see him coming through. Thank you. Thank you, Brooklyn. Thank you, Cassidy. Thank you, Kinnan. I'm not going to say the first part of your name because I don't want to get banned. Who else? You guys always want me to, what am I saying? You guys always want me to say your names. But then you won't do what I tell you to do. That's okay. I'm so tired. Like, I feel like I'll think about what I'm going to say and then I'll say it. And then, like, my brain forgets halfway through. Thank you, Savannah. We're still at 13 likes and 40 people in here. So, I appreciate it. Thank you. Like the stream. Drop the thumbs up. And if you've already done all of that, go ahead and subscribe. I said I was going to have a video up last week. And I had to go to a show. So now I have 2 videos that need to go up for y'all. I promise, I'm trying. YouTube is just like a slow process when it comes to the editing though, because I'm such like, I like for my videos to look a certain way. So I probably have watched a YouTube video upwards of 10 times before it comes out. So imagine if my video was almost an hour, how many times I've watched it. All right. We're going to get started. This is adhesive remover spray. I use this to loosen the adhesive on the barrier, and it just takes off my back really easily, and I don't have to pull, especially because I need to shave. This part is not hair. This is a surgical scar, but I do have hair on my stomach that I keep saying I need to shave. I just haven't done it. So. The skin is not too bad. I'm going to pull my shirt up a little bit. This is how this one looked. Again, not too bad. It's looked worse. That red stuff is red dye from Hot Cheetos, not red bodily fluids. So. Fun fact, when you have a stoma, your body really doesn't break down the dyes anymore. I believe that's a function of your colon. So when I eat things that are heavily dyed, like Hot Cheetos or Oreos have a lot of black dye in them. A lot of times my poop is like severely that color. And like some candies, cereal, stuff like that really dyes my poop because I don't have my colon to kind of suck all of that stuff away. This is just a wound cleanser and it just cleans it. No, it's not gross to me. It's my life. I will have this for the rest of my life. And it's really not that gross when you think about it. Like, I understand the full process of it and like why I have it and all these other things. So no, it's not. Sometimes I don't know if you guys can really see that, but like the adhesive, almost like when you have a sticker on and it leaves like sticker residue on your skin, so like all the dust and like fuzzies from your clothes get stuck on it. The same thing can happen around your like your barrier, but I'll show you guys how to like how I my process of removing all of that after I go in with my wound cleanser to cleanse like everything on my stoma. And sometimes poop can be a little bit stubborn on this too. I go in with adhesive remover wipe because they're a mod. That's why they have a wrench. And this kind of gets all of that adhesive gunk off my skin. Hi, thank you for coming. As you guys are coming in or as you're watching, make sure you're liking the live. That's literally how we push ostomy education out into the world. And break stigmas, because having an ostomy saved my life. I just posted last week. It's been a year since I got my, see, it's pooping. It's been a year since I got my permanent ostomy surgery. And so much has like really kind of happened since then. It's kind of like crazy to like sit back on it and like reflect. I didn't do too much of it, to be honest, because I really didn't want to cry. But ostomy saves lives. Even people that have temporary ostomies. Going through the process and not suffering. I know people that have reversals and don't want to go through, I mean, they have temporary ostomies that can get reversals and like get everything connected up and not have an ostomy anymore. But they're still choosing to keep their ostomy because of just the freedom having an ostomy has given them versus always having to run back and forth to the toilet, constantly being in the hospital, being in pain. It's not worth it. This is a stoma. It's a little piece of my small intestine pulled through my abdominal wall. It's pulled through and it's kind of folded back on itself and like sutured so it doesn't retract into my skin. It's always out. That's what this little piece is called. Why I have it it's because I have Crohn's disease. It's a type of inflammatory bowel disease that impacts your GI tract. For me, my entire colon and my rectum was inflamed, so it had to be taken out. And now, after a series of surgeries, this is like a very condensed version of my medical story. I got my butthole sewn up, and I got this ostomy permanently placed. So I will never poo normally again. Um, More so because I lack the parts to actually do that. But I highly recommend if you want to hear the full medical story, because we won't be getting into that tonight. I'm too tired and it's too late. If you want to hear the full medical story, definitely look at my videos on my page because I just leaked. Look at the stories on my page. Look at the videos on my page because that explains a lot more. Do I have any spray down here? I want to wipe it up, but I'll have to spray this when I'm done. Probably not tomorrow, because tomorrow I have an infusion. Sorry about that. Maybe by the end of the week, I don't know. But definitely not tomorrow. Tomorrow, after my infusion, I will be sleeping. No, it doesn't hurt. All right, I'm gonna let my skin dry a little bit. Well, actually, no. This is a skin barrier wipe. What does an infusion do? So the type of infusion I get is a biologic infusion. So it's a medication. There's different classes of these biologic medications, but they help kind of combat the things that cause inflammatory bowel disease. So it's an autoimmune response to something that then causes your body to essentially attack itself, which causes, that's kind of like the basis for all autoimmune diseases. So these infusions kind of just help my body function normally. And if your infusion works and you don't have symptoms, you're technically in remission. But that varies. That's a very like loaded word in the IBD community. So yeah, that's a very condensed version. And I get my infusions every like, what is it? Is it 5 weeks? 5 weeks, I think. 5 weeks. This is the skin barrier wipe. It basically just helps prep your skin for the new appliance to go on. I ate. I just finished eating like 2 hours ago, so I'm probably starting to like poop out all of that stuff. Of course. Alright, my skin is pretty dry now. What did I eat that wouldn't have digested today? Probably something on my sandwich like lettuce or something, but stomach is swollen today. So sometimes if your stomach is swollen, you have to like work it into the hole a little bit. But generally it goes in unless you just cut it way off or your stomach is like way too swollen. Okay, I'll answer your questions. So if you guys have questions, put them in the chat and I'll answer them before I leave. Hold up, let me wipe this up. All right. Do you use Hollister bags? Yeah, I don't really like Hollister bags. Can you ever keep your bag off to let the skin breathe, or is that dangerous? Is it dangerous for it to be out the bag too long? Not really. Yeah, but you would have to have it off for a very long time for things to get dangerous. I do let, typically when I'm changing my bag, so having times like this where I'm talking, sometimes answering questions, usually my lives are a lot longer. I let the skin around my stoma kind of air out. People can take backless showers. I don't do that because I have no desire to like, deal with all that. And I'm a snacker. Like I'm like a small meal eater and like a snacker. So a lot of times my stoma is fairly active throughout the day because I eat throughout the day. What's a stoma? A stoma is a little piece of your intestine pulled through your abdominal wall. For me, it's my small intestine pulled through. It's usually about 1 inch Mine is a little bit longer than an inch though. What happened? I cannot get into my full medical story tonight, guys, but in short, I have inflammatory bowel disease. I have Crohn's disease specifically. My entire colon and my rectum was inflamed, so I had to get that stuff taken out. And I got my butthole sewn up, and then I got my stoma permanently placed. My full medical history is up in other lives, and I have videos up on my page. You have to get it done via surgery. A colon rectal surgeon works with your GI team. Oh, that's sad. It's life. Of course. Any other questions? I'll keep it running while I'm putting my supplies back. I kind of just explained how I got it. Like, literally, it hasn't been 2 minutes. What's the least favorite thing about it is public perception. A lot of people don't think, oh, she has something that saved her life. They think, ew, that's poo on her stomach, you know? So that's the worst thing. Everything else about having my ostomy has improved my quality of life over 100%. Literally, before I started getting surgeries, I was in the hospital for a month. And possibly if I hadn't decided to get surgeries, I would have been back in the hospital. I couldn't eat anything via mouth. I had a PICC line and was getting all of my nutrition from liquid IVs. So oh, this is just a big bonnet. I have locks, so it stays on, and then around my edges I have another scarf just around the edges. I don't know. I would probably just say you need to get a new brand because this one is fairly tight, so it stays on. Thank you, Taylor. I appreciate it. Thank you, Crystal. I hope you're doing well. Any other questions, guys, before I head off? If you're in here, make sure you are liking the live. Like the live. It's almost 100. It's over 100 of y'all watching me and I only have 26 likes. I'm answering y'all questions. I'm being nice. I can't see a little bit of that love back. Or I guess y'all just don't like me then. Is that it? That's sad, but that could be it. I'll take that. Like the live. Make sure you guys are subscribing to my account, my YouTube account, to kind of tell you guys what happens. I have to set a new goal because the old goal things didn't work out in in the time span that I gave it. So I'm kind of trying to gauge where my account is right now. But everybody names their stoma. The little pink thing that you guys saw, people name that. I have not given mine a name. I kind of refer to it as various pronouns, various names. It depends on how I feel during the day and what it does during the day. But I want it to be kind of like a community effort to name it because I think that's sweet. So the people that are subscribed to my channel and get notifications when I go live and when I upload stuff will know when it's time to name my stoma. I literally already have. You could ask my mod. I already have all the forms and everything prepped to go out so you guys can give me the name recommendations. So if you are subscribed to my account and you're liking my lives and you're training your algorithm to see my content, you will be one of the first people to know when it's time to name it. That's cute. How full do I allow it to fill up? It depends on the day. Generally, if I'm out in public and I know I won't have access to a bathroom, I'll try to not let it get more than like a third. But if I'm just around my house, knowing that I can just go to the bathroom whenever, I'll let it get filled up until I feel like, okay. But mainly with mine too, I'm really gassy. So it'll be a lot of gas in here. I hope your surgery goes well. How long have I had it? So I got my first stoma in January of 2022. I've had like 3 different stomas. One was a revision surgery. So all of them have been in the same spot though, because my surgeon is like that. Alrighty, y'all. If that's all the questions, I'm gonna give y'all a couple minutes, but we're gonna wrap it up. Again, I have an infusion tomorrow, so that means probably in the next week or so we're gonna have some infusion day vlogs going up. What else is going up this week? A concert vlog from the show that I went to this weekend. You guys are already kind of seeing content from that go up, so I'm trying to be better at like doing more surrounding content and not just like the get ready with me's and the vlogs. So you guys will see that going up this week. Again, I talked about that Coloplast video. Coloplast is the company that does my ostomy bags. So I have a video with them going up probably in the next week or so about going to shows as an ostomy, general admission shows. That's going to be really cool. What else is happening for June? Probably another show, if I'm being completely honest. I haven't really bought the tickets yet, but I'm planning to go. So that's going to be cool. And yeah, excuse me. I'm editing a lot more of my content now at a faster rate. So just more stuff going up for me. Typically TikTok sees it first, Instagram, and I'm trying to get better at posting on shorts over here. But it's just a process. It's a long process with the shorts and everything. It's not as seamless as the other platforms, and there's a lot more restrictions on length when it comes to shorts. So that's a little bit of a whirlwind. But yeah, I'm always looking for new videos ideas. So if you guys ever like have a video that you guys really want me to do and you guys don't see it up on my feed, please comment it after the live replay goes up or on a video that you guys already see. Or I'm fairly active in my community tab too. So if you just comment it there, I'll probably do it because I'm always looking for longer like YouTube videos to do, because talking for a long time about one topic can get kind of boring. So I'm always looking for ideas. You guys stay safe, stay well, drink water, listen to your bodies, be kind to yourself. You're doing the best that you can, and you're going to keep doing it. I will see you guys probably, if I don't see you guys again this week, next week for sure. That's my thing. I don't know how I'm going to get back to my 2 lives a week, but at least once a week I see you guys. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Thank you guys for staying up with me. I know it's so late. Bye.